Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? In this particular video, we're going to go over on how to use your SD card, your recording for the XLive card, as a virtual band member. Now, this question came up, I believe it was yesterday, and there's just a lot of information out there that's really not correct, okay? Now, you can do the same thing using your DAW, but you also have the same ability to use your SD cards to do the same thing. And that's what it was. The person made a post, they recorded their drum tracks because they're going to be out of town. And they're not going to be able to perform with the band. So they want to be able to play those tracks back from the card for the drums. And the rest of the band members go live through the rest of the inputs. And that's why I've got my SM57 here set up on channel 9. And we're going to simulate channels 1 through 8 being the actual drum tracks that were previously recorded. Okay? And I'm going to move some volume knobs over here. So the first thing we want to look at is my routing right here. I'm using two S16s, as you can see here. They're daisy chained together. And I've got the aux in remap to card 1 and 2, which doesn't really matter because I'm not using that right now. I just, pointing that out here. I can put this just back on aux ends. But notice the input routing here. That's why I'm getting signal now coming through my SM57, which is input number 9. If I come over here to config, you'll see right there 09. A port, that's what that is, AES50, A port 09. Now, if I come down to the recorder, the second I hit play, it's going to change this routing to the card input. And that's what I've got. I've got the playback right here at the SD card. Now, if you're wanting to do this through your DAW, and you don't have the XLive card, that's not a problem. You can simply switch it right there. And you can do this same thing that I'm getting ready to show you. As soon as I hit play, we're going to go up and look at the routing, and we're going to see what it changes to. Bam. All I had to do was hit play. Okay? So now if we come up and look at our routing, look at it. See, everything's now moved over to the card. Well, when this happens, all of our inputs now, doesn't matter which one we check, all 32 of my inputs, as you can see up here, channel 14, that C, that stands for card 14. 21, card 21. So how do we avoid this? Well, it's real simple, guys, okay? We're going to come up to routing, and we're going to make the first 8 inputs come from the card. And we're going to take the rest of these, as you can see, as soon as I click this over right here, as soon as I go back to my AES50A, now my SM57 is working. And that was the issue. That when they hit play, the guitarist, the vocalist, the keyboard players, nobody had an active input, and this is why. So once we switch this over like this, and now we come back up, and we hit play again, as you can see, I've got signal coming in through my SM57, which is my A, 09, and all of these, 1 through 8, are going to be card 1 through 8. Okay? It's just that simple. Now, if you're a jazz band, and let's say that you're not using 8 inputs for your drums. Let's say that you're only using 4 inputs for whatever reason. Maybe you got or a jazz, any type of music. You want to do the kick drum, you want to do 1 for the snare, and maybe 1 overhead. So you only want 3 inputs. Okay, so what we'll do then is we'll go up to our routing, and we're going to take this and we're going to bring it over to the user in, 1 through 8. Remember, this is always a 2-step process. Okay, so now we come over to user in, and we're going to say we want these to come, the first 3 channels, from the card. And there they are. Now, we're going to go back to the AES50 A port, which in my case is what I'm using. And now when I come up here like this, and guys, it is easier for me to start at the bottom and come up because you get these off by one block and it's not going to work for you. So basically what I've just told my rack is the first 3 inputs are going to come from the card, and then the following 5 inputs, remember these are blocks of 8, is going to come from my AES-50A. So as you can see now, my SM57 is still on channel 9. So if we come back to the recorder, and we come back up here and we hit play again, we should only see 3 channels, channels 1, 2, and 3, receiving signal. And there we go. Okay, so that's how you use the user in, user out function for this. If you've got an elaborate drum kit and you want to use 12 inputs, whatever you want to do. But this is what it sounds like. Okay, now I do have the bass in there. I've just picked up something that I recorded previously just to make a real simple video on how easy it is to use that band member's tracks that's going to be out of town. Now, also keep in mind that when you do this, you still have functions of every bit of your channel strip processing. Okay, as you can see, it's coming through. You can set it up however you want to set it up. Turn the EQ on, RTA, you'll see the signal coming in. And all of this is still available to you. Okay? I hope this helps. Take care. God bless. And we are out of here.